Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. So this is the importance of the launch. So look, the first thing I want to do, I want to get this like really just on the way. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to cover, guys, is why do we do a launch in this business? Why is there such thing as an induction or a launch in this business? The whole purpose of the launch is to actually share or connect you and the company's vision with the person that's actually coming into the business. That's the whole purpose of the launch, is to connect your vision and the company's vision to somebody that has no idea of what they're getting themselves into. Okay. The launch is going to allow you to create some foundation, some expectations. Okay. Now, what I will say is this, is that even though that can be done, there's also a little bit of I hate to use the word wrong and right, because that means it's kind of saying to you that you might just completely F it up. Guys, you won't. You won't. But there are certain things that you can do to make sure that that launch is done in a way where the person actually leaves the call seeing the vision. They understand the expectations. Now, will they be accustomed to it straight away? No. Will they be like, okay, you know what? Reese has told me exactly what to do. I'm gonna just run with it. Will they be that person? No. Maybe in some small cases, but not in the mass, not in the mass of cases. Okay. So now you need to make sure that when you're delivering this launch, you're able to understand that, okay, I might just switch it up a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, because you might want to give that person some time to make sure that they understand everything and all the expectations that have been thrown at them for the first time in their life, sometimes in some cases. Okay, so the launch should always be done within the first 24 to 48 hours. You need to write this down. The launch must be done in the first 24 to 48 hours. Okay, that's your intention, not their intention. That's your intention. Okay, now let's look at a few examples. Somebody says to you, oh, I'm really, really busy. Today is Sunday. The next time I'm going to have is maybe next week, Thursday. Okay, guys, we've got to be flexible when it comes to things like that as well. Because what you don't want to do, you don't want to set frustration on that person because you are saying that the launch has to be done 24 to 48 hours. But let me explain to you what your duty is at that point. Your duty is not to say yes. No, that's not, guys, that's not your duty. Your duty is to actually explain to that person still the rationale, the reasoning behind actually delivering the launch in 24 to 48 hours. Your duty is to try and convince them that whatever they've got planned, that is going to take from today to Thursday, you got to fit me in there somewhere, bro. You got to fit me in there somewhere, sis. You got to allow me to do my part. Why? Because at this point, who's leading who? At this point, who is leading who? So if you're leading this person now to the level of success that you are at, then you need to be firm. You need to be, focused to the point where, bro, look, I know you're busy from Sunday to Thursday, but I need an hour of your time, bro. I don't care. Can we split it into half an hour? But I need something before Thursday. Because the level of excitement dips down after 72 hours anyway. So they've just signed up. They're excited. Hey, they want to go. Monday comes, dip. Tuesday comes, dip. Wednesday comes, dip. And by the time you've got to them, their level of excitement is so low that they've gone back to their normal thinking, their normal way of life, their comfort zone. Okay. I once heard to treat people like a bottle of milk. Okay, like a bottle of milk. How long would you leave that bottle of milk out of the fridge before you started drinking it? Is it 24 hours, 48 hours? How long would you leave it out of the fridge before it went off and it started getting moldy and it just tastes funny and the color starts changing? And that's how people are in this business. Because guys, this is the opportunity that we're in right now. We are in the opportunity. We are in the eye of the storm in this opportunity. They're on the outskirts, not knowing what the hell is going on. They're like Jay's telling me all of these things and how we can make this money, and they can't even comprehend it just yet because they're too busy waiting on a 30-day paycheck. And we don't do that. It's a complete change. We don't do that. We go on the charts on a daily time, and we make money on a day-to-day basis. You can make 20 quid and the chart, and you could send that to your bank account. You're going to have it in the next couple of days. That's how simple it is. But they don't know that. Okay. So we've got to make sure it's done within the first 24 to 48 hours. Now, at this point in time, we are switching launches, as you all know, right? We are going from more of a structured launch to compared to a launch that could be interpreted in different ways. My launch is going to be completely different from Reese's launch. Reese's launch can be completely different from Haydar's launch. Haydar's launch can be completely different from Leona's launch, etc. So what we are doing now, we are looking at how can we uniform this to make sure at the early stages, they all receive the same information. And then on that launch, phase 3 is when you now have your one-to-one. So now that's when you start to, get your own paintbrush out and you start to do your thing. Okay. So we've got to make sure that the early stages of the launch are done through the video forms, through the website, the wealth website, etc., etc. And Rajpal is actually working on a document to help that along the way as well. But then when it comes to the one-to-one, that's when now you can sit down and spend the hour with the person and start to paint, different things for them and show them different things and just divert a little bit, because they might want to see something. Maybe they've traded already. So you might also want to show them colors. Maybe they've traded HFX already. Maybe there's someone that's returning back into the business. So you might want to show them HFX straight off the cuff. So we've got to be flexible in that response, in that respect as well. Next point, duplication. Duplication. This is the biggest win that you can have in this business. The biggest win that you can have in this business is duplication. Because if you are doing a launch right now that cannot be duplicated, how do you expect that person to build the business? If you are doing a launch that cannot be duplicated, how do you expect that person to jump on Go Live? Guys, they're going to struggle. I know this because I've been there, where I've launched incorrectly, where I've done a launch and I'm like, oh, that's not the result I was expecting. And then I revisit what I've done. And then I go to a chairman and say, look, this is what's happened. Boom, can you advise me? Can you let me know what happened here? And they've told me exactly what I was thinking. And I'm like, okay, tick. Lesson. Out of this lesson, what have I learned? Okay, I've learned not to do that. Duplication is the biggest key to the launch. If you can get that right, then the person can then take the information and duplicate you onto Go Live, onto the academy, onto the strategies, onto building the business. But if you are doing a launch that is purely based on you, I'm going to tell you now, you're doing a launch wrong. You're doing a launch wrong. And I'm going to tell you why. Because your goals have matured since being in the business. Your goals have matured to a point where you see things a little bit different now. But you have to remember, the person that you're actually bringing into the business is not at that level and is far from that level. So when you're speaking about delivering this particular launch, it's very difficult for you to speak from a standpoint of where you are right now and expect them to understand it. The moment you go into the launch and you go too heavy, you go too deep, you start talking about your C-type goal, and you're preaching from your C-type goal, guys, the people that have just joined the business, they ain't gonna get it. They ain't gonna get it. So you've always got to think to yourself, duplication is the key to this success. Duplication. Can I explain this to someone and then say to them at the end of the call, do you understand everything I've just shown you? Yes, Jay. Okay, cool. Can you deliver that? Yes, Jay. Okay, cool. The moment you've done that and you've got that response, guys, that's your launch. You've got confirmation from your launch. But if you finish a launch and there is a lot of hesitation, there is a little bit of like, wow, like, I thought I just came here to trade. If you get that, don't get off that call. Do not get off that call. Backtrack, and then start to speak from a practical point of, can you just do A, B, C, and D? Oh, yeah, I can do that. Okay, just knock out that for now, and we'll come back and we will revisit. Let me give you an example of this, guys. Sometimes I may gauge the person's engagement on the launch. I have to gauge their engagement to me on the launch. Sometimes I will not go as far as the academy, because I can see that this person's attention span is short, because they just don't know what they don't know yet. They don't know what they're getting themselves into yet. So I might say to that person, okay, look, I'm going to take you up to the academy and we're going to stop there, bro. Can you just watch the videos for now and then come back to me? Yeah, I can do that, Jay. Okay, cool. Get that done. Let's now just skip. Let's skip the go live. Let's skip the strategies, and now let's go into mindset. Can you get yourself an agenda? Yeah. I can do that. Let me talk you through these 4 boxes. So the scheduling, the mindset, then the strategy, then the success, and then I go on to the I Am Freedom slide as well. Because you've got to also be good at reading body language, guys. You could bring the best person into this business and you can destroy their hopes. You have to start reading the body language. Duplication is the key. Can I get Alex to duplicate what I am saying right now? If the answer is no, then I've got to change it. If the answer is yes, win-win. Okay. Next point. Share the vision. Share the vision. Now, when I say share the vision, it's not all about you sharing your vision. There is a disconnect between me and Matthias. There is a disconnect between Matthias and Leon. There is a disconnect between Leon and Kay, because they all have different individual visions of where they want to be, even before they started this business. So when you share the vision now from the launch, and it's something that even I am going to be incorporating, which I openly admit don't incorporate it enough. And I've spoken to the other leaders about us incorporating this so it can be filtered down so that we can get a duplication process going. Share the vision. What's I Am Freedom's vision right now? Can anybody on this call tell me How many Platinum 1000s are we trying to create in I Am Freedom? Perfect, Kay. Now, my next question is this, and this is not a question to Kay, it's a question to everybody. How many times do you speak about that? How many times do you actually speak about that? Not enough. In some cases, not at all. The reason why this is so important, guys, let me break something down for you. You see, there are going to be people that are going to come in this business that are going to be better than you. I hope you all know this, right? I'm trying to look for a much better version than me to join my business. I'm trying to look for the person that goes, JP1? Nah, I'm going to take J out. I'm trying to find that person, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm actively looking for that person. That person that goes P150, P600, P1000, P200. And I go, God damn, God is good. Like, God's really listening to me. Because you see, the thing is this, the more people that come into this business that are better than you, the more help that you get. The more inspiration you get. The more motivated you get. Let me give you an example. Could you handle right now? I don't want to say David because we always use David as an example. Let's think of someone else. Can you handle right now a Matthew Fair in your business? Probably not, right? He's a wolf. He likes to call himself a wolf, right? But what I'm saying to you is this. In some respects, you don't have to handle him. But you also have to be very solid on the vision of where this group is going and what is your contribution to the group. That's very important. What is your contribution to the group? 30 P1000s and above in this organization is not a big task. But because sometimes we are not even sharing a vision amongst ourselves, it seems like it's a bit fragmented. 3 key elements, guys. If we can knock out these 3 key elements, the start of somebody's journey in this business is going to be amazing. Everything else comes along the way. Everything else comes along the way. The launch done in a certain time frame, 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Duplication. If the person that you're doing a launch to cannot duplicate exactly what you're doing, then you need to revisit your launch. Don't overcomplicate the launch, guys. You don't need to. Share the vision. Share the vision. On that launch, share the vision. Because some people that come into your business are going to attach themselves to that vision straight away. Some won't, some will. You've got to share the vision. Outside of those 3 points, the launch is the launch. And there's a reason why I've only got 3 points. I told you in the beginning, I don't want to overcomplicate this for anybody. There's no role plays here. There's no, let me see how you sound or no. I don't want to overcomplicate it. It's 3 points. Launch should be done within a certain time frame, and how that is done, you manage that, you conduct that. You're the leader at this point. Can the person duplicate the launch? It's just yes or no. Can they duplicate the launch? Yes or no? Third one, share the vision. Share the vision so that they buy into the vision from an early stage as well. Yeah. Guys, we've got a little bit of time. I'm going to open up the floor for any questions as well, because this is not just applicable to building the business. This is also equally applicable to trading and ECX as well.
How do we share the vision if they don't want to build?
Okay, so do we have a vision on trading? Share that. Share the vision on trading. How many? Okay, look, check this out. Look, wait, look. Everyone's going to have their own visions, right? Look, watch this. Look. So my vision for September. Look, guys, I've been redoing all my goals to create my vision. Okay, here we go. So my fulfillment goals, because it's not exactly a financial goal, because the financial goal is pertaining to me, right? My fulfillment goals, which is going to make me feel really good if I can get this done, is to help 5 people withdraw from their trading accounts in the month of September. That's the vision, guys. I just need 5 of you. I just need 5 of you to make enough money to make the damn withdrawal. Okay. So when I do the launch, I'm going to be saying to the person, look, this is the vision that we can all have. This is not my vision. This is just a vision that I know I can achieve, but we can all do it. We could all say, what's our fulfillment goals? What's our fulfillment vision? It could be 2 people to withdraw. It could be 3 people to withdraw. Do you see? Now, yes, this is more tailored to me in terms of the vision, but it's not like a vision that can't be widespread. It's not something that can't be duplicatable. If I can show 5 of you on this call to get to withdrawal in September, I know that then you can duplicate that same process and get 5 people to do it in October. You can duplicate that. Now, the reason why it is 30 P1000s and above in building is more so because 30 people need to be selected because not everybody wants to build. You can't say, okay, we want 200 30 P1000 and above, because that's unrealistic, because not everybody wants to build. But I honestly believe that everyone wants to trade. Each one, teach one, right? If I can just teach 5 people how to do withdrawal, you should be able to duplicate that process in October. Which, what does that do for you? It makes your business more solid because people then see it's more real straight away. Yeah, I hope that kind of helped as well. Any more questions, guys? Let me just check the chat room as well. Okay, any more questions? Guys, ask questions, because that was a very good question. That was if Reese didn't ask that question, I wouldn't have shown you this. That was a very good question. So, you know, fire away, man. Ask questions. I always say, if there's no questions, I expect you all to be a millionaire soon. Because that means you already have all the answers, right? You all have all the answers, and you're just going to go and knock it out.
Obviously, we've looked at the I Am Wealth launch, right? And you mentioned, can a person I'm doing the launch with do a launch with somebody else? Mm-hmm. You say the launch lasts about an hour. Does it still last about an hour?
Your one-to-one will be reduced down. But if we look at the entire launch itself, the processes, that's not you being there for an hour. You don't have to be there for an hour. I purposely schedule our time slots anyway. So for me, if I'm on that with that person and it takes an hour with them, I'm comfortable with that. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Or if I've got 2 time slots, then I might cut it half an hour. I'm going to be a bit creative there. But because I do my time slots in an hour, it's like if I'm doing a launch and it takes me 23 minutes, I don't want to start another call on 23 minutes or on half an hour. So I don't mind staying for that length of time, but you don't have to. You don't have to, because the bulk of it is literally click, 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 and so on.
Yeah, really is like it's already like a duplicatable system, isn't it? But it's just, I suppose, just pointing them in the right direction, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. And then you just drop your sauce on when it comes to the one-to-one. And that's it. Yeah. Just, as I said, guys, don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. The reason why this call is now, I was saying to Raj as well, we got to start acting like there's 10 people joining a day. I'm not trying to change the process when it's like 10 people joining a day. No. And I want to change the process now. I'm going to act like there's 10 people joining a day. I'm so happy and grateful now that my business and my back-end office is overflowing with volume every day. So let's find a duplicatable system now, not later on.
You know, when we do the launch, say for example, you sign me up today.
Mm-hmm.
Are you expecting me to sort of go and do the launch for someone else tomorrow that I bring in? Or will you sort of do that for me?
No, I'll do that for you.
The sort of the time process that it would be, would you still be with me, or would you say give it 2 weeks or 3 weeks before they could go and do their launch themselves?
I think it's based on the person's capabilities first and foremost. If you bring somebody into the business and you can see that they've got a lot of questions, they're not quite sure, they still need your guidance, etc., then you got to work with that person. But you're a leader trying to create a leader, so you will kind of know when that person's ready.
Okay.
Because they will give you all the signs, right? They'll say, okay, I want to jump on a launch, or I want to jump on this, or show me how you do that. So you kind of know you're going to kind of like embed that person into that process. So I wouldn't put a time frame on it. But if I enter this business right now, let's say Rajpal recruited me right now and I came into this business, he ain't gonna hang around me too long. In fact, when I came into this business, no one hanged around me too long. I was just like, okay, can you show me how you do that? Now, how you do that again? How you do that again? Show me how you do that. That's it. The only thing that I felt a little bit, I don't know, I can say nervous. Was doing my first presentation. Because I wanted it to be so good. Like Nad was on the call as well, and I said, I wanted it to be so good. Do you know what I did? I put Post-it notes around my screen and I made a journey of the actual presentation. And as I was going through my presentation, I just, oh yeah, let me put that in. Oh yeah, go on, I nailed it. But that's someone that's coming to the business a little bit seasoned in terms of corporate, etc., etc. But is that likely not good? Is that likely going to happen? May not. You may be, because you got to look at it. We're more likely to bring in the people that's in our kind of circle or our vibration. Justin Owen says it. How do I go and get the person that is driving the Ferrari? You have to be a person of interest to that guy that's driving the Ferrari. So it means that you need to raise your level of vibration. Yeah. By the time the one-to-one comes after watching the videos at that point, is it just to clarify that 100%, yeah. By the time the one-to-one comes after watching the videos, is that on the newer launch, or is that with the older launch and we've sent them to the academy? If it's, I'll do both of them anyway. If it's the newer launch, they won't get to the actual videos like the manicures and all that. So they won't get to it before you. The one-to-one comes before all of that. Because once they've done the first bit, like open up a demo account and all that sort of stuff, then it goes to the one-to-one. Then it goes to the in-house bit where it's got the black box steps. If it's the old launch where it's just, I could call it the paper launch, let's just say, then yeah, once they've got to, let's say we take them up to the academy and we state, okay, get back to me when you got to the academy. Then it's just to confirm that they've watched the academy, everything's going cool. Then boom, okay, look, I'm going to set you up. This is who you're going to watch them go live. This is what you're going to do. 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 And that's it. And that's it, guys. Yeah. I hope that kind of clarifies on the question. Any more questions, guys?
Is it going to be the same thing with ECX as well? Because I know that's not set up yet, is it? Because I know we did a launch, didn't we, last week on ECX?
Yeah.
Is it going to be the same? Because I know it works differently, doesn't it?
I don't know what the holdup is on terms of the website for ECX. Obviously, we're not going to know that. We're not privy to that type of information. Mm-hmm. But for guys, if you're bringing someone on for ECX, it's actually a much easier launch. It's way easier because the process of building your store is this copy and paste. It almost feels like you're missing something out when you go and do the ECS launch, but you're not. It's copy and paste. The most that you can do is expose that person to people that are actually doing the task already. That's the best help that you can be able to give them. Outside of that, it's copy and paste. What I will say to you to do, so you understand ECX, if you're not building a store or anything like that, go on YouTube, type in Chris Reef ECX, and he goes through a nice, like, I think 5 stages of how to, build your store, what the benefits are. Take that information and throw that onto the launch. And that's it. On the new launch, my understanding is that one-to-one comes after the Score 24 process. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Yeah, 100%. But after the Score 24, then the phase 3, and then they go into the back end side of things, which is a lot more detail, which is like when you're plugging into Manicure, you're being tested on TradingView and all that sort of stuff. It's afterwards. Yeah. So guys, look, that's it for the launch.
Hi, Jay.
Yep, go for it.
Hello.
Hey there, what's happening, bro? Tell me, go for it.
Good. Always enjoy your calls. I wanted to ask, are you guys still using the launch, like the infographic type, the one that Rajpal made a couple of months ago, or is it like a new launch?
No, there's only 2 launches that we have currently present. The one that you're thinking of, we no longer use that now. So you can even if you have that, just discard it, just bin it, because it's actually a good launch, but it's costing us a lot of time.
Okay.
It's costing us a lot of time because everybody is doing a launch a little bit different. You see, guys, what it is sometimes it's not at the immediate part of the launch that can cause the problem. It's the aftermath. It's like when like Crispina, if you do a launch and the launch is not really done good, 2 or 3 months down the line, it comes to me. And that's what starts to take the time now, because the person is already saying, I didn't know about that, or I didn't know about this. Even if you told them, yeah, they still be like, but she never mentioned that to me. Oh, she never mentioned that to me. And guys, let me tell you something now on this call. When you have someone new come into the business, do not agree with them. Do not, under any circumstance, agree with them. You might sympathize with them. You might show understanding, but do not agree. Do not discredit or de-edify any person in the group. Even if you know that the job that they done was not A1, do not de-edify people. Simple. Find a way where you can form some communication that you start to explain to people that this is the way you can fix it. This is the way you can solve it. Okay? That's for new people that are coming into the group, not people that you're working really closely with and there's a good understanding there of where the journey's at. No. New people that come into the group, where Hawida just come into the group right now. K's direct, Hawida. I cannot agree with Hawida if she feels that something has been done wrong. I can say I understand, but it's something that, maybe we just need to get a little bit better on. And then I can have a separate conversation with maybe Kay and say, look, this is the feedback. Because if you don't form that unison now, what do you think is going to happen a bit later on down the line? You can go P2, you can go P5, but guys, you see this? You see this? This is it. This is it. You see what it says? Fifth one. I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit me, does not benefit all whom it affects. Do not enter into any transaction that doesn't affect everybody in a positive way. I wish to use the let me go back. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. You can't discredit people, guys. I've seen it being done. That's why I mentioned it on this call. I've seen a new person. I've actually seen a new person come into the business and say things about somebody else in the business. They've been in the business for literally 2 weeks, and already they're saying this and this and this. And I'm like, well, hold on. No, wait, hold on. No. That person's not even in my team. No. Hold on. There's a better way we can manage this process. Come on. Think about what you're saying. You come here to trade. You haven't come here to put people down. That's why I mentioned on the call, because I've seen it myself. Yeah. So guys, look, that's it for this call. Really make notes, try it out. Let's see where the success goes. Once you've tried it out, give me feedback as well. And definitely, let's launch every single person that comes into this business in the correct way. If you are not comfortable to launch, get your leaders to do the launch. Get the people that have done the launch over and over and over and over and over again. And then your job is to now sit on that launch and make notes so that when it's your turn, you can do the launch yourself. Okay. Cut the launch into 2 parts. If you're new to doing the launch, there's the practical side of the launch. Okay. Which is obviously all the practical stuff, but the mindset stuff, you might want to get maybe someone else on the launch to just go over the mindset stuff. Yeah. So guys, that's it for me. If there's no more questions, let's smash September, and make sure, guys, you are actually doing your goals for September as well. Make sure you're doing your goals for September. Where are you going? Who are you helping? What fulfillment goals do you have? New places to visit? How am I impacting my 5 senses? All of these things. If you're stagnating in your business right now and you're not doing the external stuff along with your 5 senses and all that sort of stuff, then hey, you might be stagnant for another month, another 2 months, another 3 months. And you're going to question yourself, oh, why haven't I not made it? And then you might call Jay, and Jay's going to say, have you done all of these things? I don't want to call David Imonitie. Never. Because he's going to say, Jay, did you do this? Did you do that? David. Guys, let's not get caught out on our own business, man. Let's spend some time in our business. Let's really do what we need to do. So guys, look, that's me over and out. Thanks for joining the call, and I will be speaking to you guys very, very soon. All right. I'm going to send this recording out as well. I've got 2 more recordings to send out, so I'm going to send all 3 out at the same time. All right. Take care, guys. Speak to you all soon. Bye.